Hi dear student, a warm welcome to the Bridge course session of English. I am Ashok, lecturer in English. In today's session, let me explain one of the most useful grammar concept, that is be verbs. Before going to the depth of the topic, I would like to explain few basic grammar concepts which always correlate and better to understand the be verbs effectively. Accordingly, my first question is, what is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words which makes sense. Generally, we use words to express our ideas, thoughts. With a single word, we cannot convey the full meaning or full message. So, we need to arrange the words in a systematic manner so that it helps us to convey the meaning of the particular concept clearly. So I hope you have understood what is a sentence. A sentence is a group of words which makes complete sense. I like to provide a sentence here. The sun rises in the east. The sun rises in the east. In the given sentence, we have arranged the word in a systematic way and grammatically correct. Without ordering them in a proper way, it doesn't convey the correct meaning. So, a sentence is a group of words which makes complete sense. Now, a sentence has two parts. Have you heard about it? Do you know which are they? A sentence has two parts. They are subject and predicate. What do you mean by subject? Subject is nothing but the name of the person, things or place which speak about in the sentence is called as subject. So subject of the sentence which tells of the person or a thing. And it is said that the naming part of the sentence is called what? Subject. I already quoted a sentence, that is, the sun rises in the east. Here, the subject part is the sun. Are you clear? Let us move on to the next part, that is predicate. What do you mean by predicate? Predicate is a part of sentence which states something about the subject. What the subject does, what the subject is, what the subject was. Such information we can gather with the help of the predicate. I hope, dear student, you have understood about the sentence and part of the sentence. I hope you have studied those concepts in your primary classes. But it is a golden opportunity to recall the point as well as to learn more in our bridge course. Now, next the important basic concept is about noun. You have already studied, but as a grammar teacher, I would like to recall them, because further, when I explain about the today's topic, I may use noun, I may use pronoun, I may use sentence. If you know them, it would be better to understand the given topic effectively. According to that, what is noun? Noun is nothing but a word which is used to denote name of the person, name of the place, name of the things. Shortly, we can consider it as all the naming words are called as noun. For example, Raju, Mahesh, India, Tiger. These are the words we can consider as noun. This noun further divided into four kinds. Do you know them? Proper noun, common noun, abstract noun, collective noun. So proper noun which refers to the particular person or a place. Common noun which refers to the class of profession or group of people. Abstract noun which refers to the qualities. Collective noun which refers to the group, jury, team, bunch. These are the kinds of noun. Let us move on to the next important basic concept that comes in our be form, that is pronoun. What do you mean by pronoun? Pronoun is a word that is used instead of noun. For example, Raju is playing. He is very good in football. In the first sentence, I used noun. What? Raju is playing. In the next sentence, I used he is very good in football. So he, I used instead of noun Raju. So such word is called as what? Pronoun. We have numerous pronouns which we commonly use to frame a sentence. Unless and until the help of these pronouns, we can't make an effective concept or paragraph. For example, the uses of pronoun is just to avoid the repetition of noun again and again which comes in the particular paragraph. For example, if you want to talk about a particular person, for example, Raju is a student. Raju studies in first PUC. It is a boredom because again and again we are repeating the noun. So if we have pronoun, it is to be better to avoid the repetition of the noun and we can easily state or convey the message like yes, Ramu is a student. He studies in first PUC. He is good at studies. So with the help of the pronoun, yes, we can avoid the repetition of the name which comes in the text or comes in the concept. Now we have numerous number of many number of pronouns like he, she, it. They are singular subject. They, we, they are the plural subject. It, then him, her. So many more we have that we will study further classes. Now kinds of pronoun. We have many number of nearly 9 kinds of pronoun. They were relative pronoun, abstract pronoun, emphatic pronoun, personal pronoun. So those things we can study later, but today for the time being I would like to tell more about person pronoun. So we have 3 personal pronoun like first person pronoun, second person pronoun, third person pronoun. For example, I, we, our. These represents the person who speaks, the person who writes, the person who narrates. So it is considered as what? First person pronoun. Then what is second personal pronoun? You. The person spoken to is called as what? Second person pronoun. Next, third person pronoun like he, she, it. They, them. These are the third personal pronoun. Next, come to the next point, verb. What do you mean by verb? Verb is a word that denotes action. The word which gives action is called as what? Verb. The verbs are classified into mainly 2 types. They are main verbs and helping verb. Main verbs are also called as lexical verbs. All the verbs in English language except 24 helping words are called as a lexical verb which directly shows the action. For example, drive, read, jump, move. These are the words, they show the action. Now one more kind of the verb, that is helping verb. Helping verb is also called as auxiliary verb. So auxiliary verb or helping verb further divided into primary auxiliary and modal auxiliary. So what do you mean by auxiliary verbs? Auxiliary verbs are nothing but they help other verbs to frame different tenses. Now let us move. What do you mean by primary auxiliaries? So primary auxiliaries are the verb which helps to frame a sentences like affirmative, negative, questions. And modal auxiliary refers the verb which is used to express the mood and mental attitude like wish, expectation, etc. So primary auxiliaries are 3 kinds: to be form, to do form, to have form. So to be form, they are nothing but am, is, are, was, were. So we have to be form am, is, are, was, were. To do form do, does, did. And have form has, have, had. So in today's session, let us discuss more about the to be form. See dear students, I already told you that be form is one of the most useful basic concept in English language. With the help of the be form, we can frame a number of sentences like assertive and affirmative sentence, negative sentence, questions. By inverting the subject and be form, we can frame a question also. Yes or no questions, passive voice, active voice, tag question. So numerous type of sentence we can make with the help of the be form. So be forms are 5: am, is, are, was, were. Now I would like to show you the chart here. See, look at the chart. When the base form in simple present. See, am, is, are used in present tense. Once again, am, is, are used in present tense. Whereas was and were used in past tense. Did you get? Am, is, are should be used in present tense. Was and were we have to use in past tense. Now my question is, what is be? Be means to be present, to be exist, to become, to locate. For example, I am a teacher. Am. What does am shows? At present, what I am. Understood? Likewise, here some of the example given. Look at there. I am here. At present, somebody is here. The person who is speaking. You are here. She is here. We are here. They are here. Did you get the concept? How to use be form in a sentence according to the singular and plural. So here, I am here. Am should be used with the I only. We should not use is or are with the I. It's a first person. Along with the first person, we should and we must use am. Next, coming to the point, she. She is the third person, I mean singular subject. With the singular subject, we must use is in present tense. Similarly, singular subject in past, we have here was. See, she is here, she was here. Did you understand the changes? Was must be used for past tense and is must be used in singular subject for present tense. So am should be used with the I to convey at present what's going or what's happened. So is for a singular subject in third person. And are should be used first person we are, second person you are, and third person they are. I hope you have understood the usage of am, is, are in the sentence with the help of the chart. Did you understand? Next, past. For example, I was there. I was a teacher. At present I am not a teacher. I was a great cricket player. Was should be used with the singular subject to tell about the past events. Did you get? It should be used for singular subject. He was, she was, it was, I was. But in case of plural subject like they, like we, like you, we must use were. Look at the example. They were. It is not pronounced as where. Where should be used to locate someone. It should be were. It should be pronounced as were. We were. He was. You were. Did you understand? Are you all right? Yes. So this is the example of be form, how to use them effectively in a sentence. Let us learn more about the be form with the sentence. As and when you go for any interview or any institution, you have to give your introduction. So introduction is very important. In order to make your introduction more lively and more interesting, we have to use how to use. Let me explain. Am, is, are, was, were in a different sentence and different situation. How to use them, I will help you to understand. See, introducing. Hello, my name is Srinivasa Murthy. I am a lecturer. I am from Hebboard. I am 52 years old. I am interested in teaching English. In the given example, introducing example, you came to know how we can use am in a different sentences. The first sentence, my name is. We should not use my name am. That is a wrong usage. We should use my name is. It tells about our name. I am Ashok, we can say. But my name is, we should say. My name is Srinivasa Murthy. I am a lecturer. Here, I is the first person. So, we must use am. Again, the next sentence, I am from Hebboard. From where did you come from? For that purpose, we have to use am. I am the old. I am 52 years old. I am interested in teaching English. Next. Yes, the another chart it shows different some more example. Like I am Shankar. I am 18-year-old. I am from Tumkur. I am an Indian. I am studying in first PUC. Next, I am Gopal. Now, your turn is to introduce your friend to somebody or someone else. You have a friend, you should introduce. When you are introducing your friend to somebody else, you should use the third person how we use is. You should not use the word am. Look at here. This is Raju. He is my best friend. He is 15 years old. He is a very good singer. So here I am Gopal. The Gopal is introducing his friend to us. When you are introducing your friend to someone else, you should use the third person pronoun and you should use a singular verb, be form verb, that is in singular case. Next. Look at the chart. Hey little boy, I am an astrologer. I will tell you a few things about you. Astrologer, they can predict your future. Am I right? Yes. You are name. You are Mohan. You are 7 years old. You are studying in 3rd standard. You are studying in Maruti Vidya Kendra. Am I right? Now, here you came to know how to use are along with the subject. Did you understand how to use are in a different situation? When you are conveying something for the second person, you should use you are. Next, task 1. Introduce yourself to your friends. Use the following details. Name Natraj. Interest cricket. Age 16 years. Afraid of lizards. Nationality Indian. Height 5.4 feet. From Nagavalli and father tailor. So now you got the clue. With the help of the clues which is given in the chart, you should introduce the person to someone. See, I am Natraj. I am 16 years old. I am an Indian. I am from Nagavalli. I am interested in cricket. I am afraid of lizards. I am 5.4 feet tall. My father is a tailor. So this is the way of introducing to someone. Next, Task 2. Introduce your friend. Use the following details. With the help of the given details, you should introduce your friend to someone. Name Venkat, age 16, nationality Indian, from Kankuppe, interested painting, afraid of snakes, height 5.7 feet, father farmer. This is Venkat. You are introducing the third person. So we have to use here is, not are, because it's a singular subject. Not am, because it is not a first person. Are you alright? He is 16-year-old. He is an Indian. He is from Karankuppe. He is interested in painting. He is afraid of snakes. He is 5.7 feet tall. His father is a farmer. Now we understood how to introduce your friend to someone. Next, task 3. You meet an old friend. You were studying in 5th standard together. You recognize him and tell him about himself. Use the following details. You should describe him. Look at here. Name Prem, age 16 years, nationality Indian, and from Mysore, interest drawing, afraid of rats, and father teacher. You are Prem. When you meet your friend, old friend, yes, you can recognize him, but you should introduce that person like this way. You are Prem. You are 16 years old. You are an Indian. You are from Mysore. You are interested in drawing. You are afraid of rats. Your father is a teacher. Here, see the note, see the changes here. You are afraid of snake. Here, the possessive, your father. Did you notice the changes you and your? Yes. Let's move to the next page. What did we learn? We use be verbs to talk about the following. So we have learned with the example how to use be forms, be verbs in a different sentence and for different situations. Now we have learned about name, age, native place, nationality, height, interest, fears, profession. If you wanted to say about yourself to someone, you have to use the help of be form and you have to frame a sentence. Did you get it? Next, note how these verbs are used. Already we learned. Once again with the help of the chart we can learn more. Am, is, are. I am. I already said am should be used with the first person I. Are, we can use we are, they are, you are. He is, she is, it is, he, she, it. They are the singular subject. Third person singular subject. That's what we must use is. They are. Third person plural. If there is a boy, we have to use is. If there are two boys, we should use they are. They are playing. He is playing for the singular subject. They are playing for the plural subject. Gopal is singular subject. Chaitra is. This is. Gopal and Chaitra are. See here, two subjects are added or connected with the help of the and. So these both the subject become plural. So we have to use here are. Next. Knowing about the other person. If you want to get the information from other, for example, you met a person who is a strange person to you. You want to know his name. So how you get the name? What is your name? So in order to collect the information from the other person, we should develop a question with the help of the be form. In the beginning I already told you, these primary auxiliaries, they help us to frame a sentence like affirmative sentence, negative sentence and questions. Now see some of the questions which is developed with the help of be form. See, you are a student. It's an assertive sentence. Are you a student? Here just inversion of subject and be form. Subject is you. Are is a be form. Yes, we made a interrogative question. What do you mean by interrogative question? A question which asks or make a inquiry. See, are you a student? If you are a student, you have to say yes, I am a student. If you are not a student, you have to say no, I am not a student. Did you get? Just immersion, inter-exchanging of subject and be verbs, we can make a question also. Next, try these now. He is a carpenter. She is your sister. Swimming is a good exercise. Those boys are my classmates. Now we came to know how we can use with the help of a be form for singular subject and plural subject. Next, add a WH word, collect information. Hi, I am Srinivasa Murthy, and yours, I did not get your name. So you should develop a question, what is your name? See here, usage of be form in the questions. Next, age, how old are you? Native place, where are you from? Height, how tall are you? If you want to get the information from the other person, like his name and the place where he comes from and his age, you should ask a question like this. How old are you? I am 20-year-old. I am from Kasaragod. Where are you from? I am 5.7 feet tall. How tall are you? Did you get? Next. Interest. What are you interested in? If you want to know someone's interested field, you should develop a question like this with the help of are. See here the subject you, not your. When your comes possessive, we must use singular subject. When you come, we must use plural helping verb. What are you afraid of? Next, what are you? If they want to know our profession, yes, we should ask what are you. Next, what did we learn in today's class? Recall, we use be verbs to talk about the following things. Name, how to know someone's name, what is your name? How tall are you? How old are you? Where are you from? Are you afraid of tiger? So these are the questions we can frame with the help of the be form. Next, recall, inter-exchange the subject and verb to change the statement into a question if there is a helping verb. See, it's very simple. See, what are you doing now at present? Watching the bridge course on Chandana channel. Time at the moment of speaking. So we have tense. So there are three kinds of tense like present tense, past tense and future tense. Each sentence has four forms like simple present, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense. See, present continuous tense in the sense action should be progressive at the time of the moment or speaking. See, watching the bridge course on Chandana channel means we are watching the course at the time of speaking. Next, see more example. Look at the following pictures and say what they are doing. What is she doing? She is painting. Did you get? What is she doing? So when you are framing a question, how to use? After the WH word, we must and should use the helping verb. I mean primary auxiliary. If you ask like this, what she is doing, that become a common sentence. It doesn't make any question sentence. Understood? Next to the WH word, we should use is, are, was, were when you are framing a question. Did you get? She is painting. Next. What is the boy in the blue shirt doing? What is the boy in the blue shirt doing? He is reading. What is the girl doing? Blue. She is looking at the globe. Next. What is the boy next to the table doing? pasting something and the teacher helping the child to read. So here action progressive, but you should know here is and how to use the be form in a different sentence. Next, what are the children doing? They are writing something. When when it shows the plural subject, we must use the pronoun they and use the plural helping verb are present and use the ing verb form writing. Okay. Next, what is the farmer doing? Here we should use is. What the farmer doing is wrong. What is the farmer doing? He is flowing. Action is progressive at the time of speaking. Next, what are they doing? So more number of workers are planting a sapling of paddy. So we should develop what are they. It's exercise for you. You should fill the slash here. Here which word should be used, is or are? Are, because are is a plural verb and that should be used for plural case, not singular. Singular we have is, plural many numbers. Next, what are they doing? They are harvesting paddy. Next, what is she doing? She is cooking food. What is the boy doing? Here we can visible a boy. So it should be, what is the boy doing? He is plucking an apple. Negatives, yes. By using not, we can convert the affirmative sentence into a negative sentence. See dear student, just after the be form, like is plus not isn't, are plus not aren't, was plus not was not or weren't. Wasn't is the short form. See here, is she reading? No, she is painting. Did you understand how to make a negative sentences with the help of the be form? Next, the boy in the blue shirt pasting. Is it right? No. The boy in the blue shirt is reading. Next, the boy next to the table reading. No, the boy next to the table is pasting. Okay, next. The children playing? No, children are writing something. Next. The farmer planting? No, the farmer is plowing. They are planting saplings. They are harvesting paddy. Ranjita making coffee. No, Ranjita is preparing food. Next. The boy eating apple. No, the boy is not eating the apple. He is plucking an apple. What did we learn? We learned to use be form in affirmative negative sentences, and for negative sentence we learn to use not. What are you reading now? I am reading Plays by Shakespeare. Note, at the moment of speaking happening about this time. Next, the population of the world is increasing very fast. So here the action which is going not at the time of speaking, it is moving or growing now and tomorrow also, in future also. Next, the world is changing. The world is a singular subject. We use is. Things never stay the same. Next, the cost of the living is rising. Is rising. We learn here how to use the be form in a progressive case. Next, more and more people are becoming vegetarian. People are becoming vegetarian. I am meeting your teacher tomorrow. Future action. We are going to Hampi be tomorrow? Future action. What are you doing on Sunday evening? I am going to the temple. What time is Basha arriving tomorrow? At 7 I am meeting him at the bus stand. I am not working tomorrow, so we can go out somewhere. Next. Praveen is not playing cricket on Sunday. He has hurt his right hand. Next, past time. So I told we have to use am, is, are in present tense. Similarly, was and were should be used in past tense. See the example. Yesterday at that time I was playing football. What I was doing yesterday, that we have to convey with the help of the be form was, past action. Next. Yesterday at 5 o'clock I was having tea. Next. When I went out, the sun was shining. Not now. Did you clear? Next. He was walking across the bridge when his hat blew off. He was walking when his hat blew off. Past action. Next. What were you doing between 7 and 8 o'clock last night? Verb should be used for plural subject. I told you is singular as well as plural. Next. So well student, in today's class we have learned more about be form. Mainly we have learned how to use them in a sentence like affirmative sentence, negative sentence, in questions, as well as we learned how to make the negative sentence by using the helping verb be form. So thank you students.